Hello vlog, this is, why am I speaking so loudly? I'm sorry. Um, it is currently 2:31 a.m. and I just couldn't sleep because I'm essentially thinking about a lot of things. Essentially what I'm thinking about is just like this journey that the past week has been. I've been working since last week. Wednesday. So I've been working 6 days in a row, typical 9 to 5, and very it's been very mind opening for a bunch of reasons. I think for the most part what it showed me is just that like if you put your mind to something you can do so. And I'm applying that as to whether or not I'm going to actually clock in tomorrow or just sleep in. And I will just see accordingly. I haven't made a decision yet. I don't want to get into too much detail about this job because I actually did not like give any thoughts to this video. I just sort of like filming randomly at 2 a.m. So I don't want to go any farther besides the fact of saying that I work in tech and I work remotely. I work in tech, I work remotely, client-based position. That's all I think I should say for the time being. Oh my god, it feels really great to just be working from home. I don't really enjoy leaving my house at the time, so I'm glad this is kind of just like giving me the opportunity to just work from home, even if I had to take some time to get used to the position itself and just like actually get accustomed to the way that the work is going to be, which has been a lot different from jobs that I've had that were in person and also hybrid as well, because the tasks were different as well. So that was all taken into account. And I had a job that was a lot more back end, so going back to client focus was a bit difficult for me, especially with all the interaction. And I think one of the reasons why I wanted to film this right now was maybe I can just like talk myself into deciding if I'm actually going to continue 7th day in a row making money, or if I'm going to take it easy. And I know definitely too there are both ways that I can take my day depending on that. But my mom told me that I shouldn't overextend myself. She also told me that I should not miss the opportunity to, like, for example, work a little bit harder right now, seeing that it is summer and it's not exactly winter time yet, so that when it gets dark outside I will, even if I'm not feeling fully incentivized, I would have at least put the effort now. And I think I definitely did that. Like, I'm not denying that, and I don't want to diminish how I feel, but at the same time I'm just like, I could definitely push for one more day just to get it out of the way. But I had one day off last week, and that's the thing. I did Wednesday to Monday so far, and my entire plan was to work Tuesday as well, break Wednesday, and then continue with the routine next week. And it sounds like a very great idea, but you know, having 2 days off will make a difference if you're doing a lot of tasks. And I am going out tomorrow and I'm seeing friends, and then after that I'm also meeting with friends as well, and I could see myself, you know, pushing and bustling and hustling and working hard, everything like that. It's just an additional day, but I'm really tired. Super random fun fact, I actually don't use an alarm. For a lot of my positions, I don't use an alarm. There were instances in which I slept in. That would be in the circumstances that I'm either out the night before, and then I also don't go home and late sleep on time, or I just don't sleep on time in general. Not really because I don't want to feel like I'm above one, but just because I actually forget. I could set a routine. That's a different kind of alarm. But another great thing that I like about this job is that I feel well supported. I have a very minor, trivial concerns that are not affecting how I perceive the position at all. I would say it's mostly hands-off, I would say, and it's very independent work, which I do like. I also find that they are there when you need to. I just think that we also need a bit more people to help in general because we are a larger team. This job, there are circumstances, especially for me, for someone like me who doesn't really like day-to-day interaction. It's very interesting. It's very easy. It's very helpful for me to work in these conditions. The clients are fine too. Like, I don't feel any particular way, you know. Some of them are rude, a lot of them are rude, but I would say most of them are nice. Definitely is a bilingual position. You know, sometimes you apply for a bilingual position, it's dominantly in one language, or it'll just be, for example, one language with the clients and one language with the clients and one language with the staff. But you want to know something? To be completely honest with you, this is what's paying the bills. This is what's paying for my CapCut subscription. This is what's paying for whatever it is that I choose to buy in the future. And this is also money to invest as well. So this is all for a good reason. But does that mean that I want to log in and talk to these clients for a 7th day? I don't think so. But let's see. Knowing myself, okay, it's 2:44 right now. It's 2:44 right now. I'm the kind of person where I need, if I'm going to wake up for, I think I start at 10:30. If I have to wake up for 10:30, but I want to have adequate time in the morning to actually be to myself and, like, for example, talk to my family, then I will need to wake up around 7 or 8 o'clock. I am tired for the most part, but my station's right there. I work right there. It's very close by, easily accessible. It's not even a day off. It's my day. It's my day off. But I don't want to intend to go to work only to not go to work and then stay home and do nothing. I literally paused recording, not because I wanted to think of ways that I was going to utilize my time, but having the video paused did help. And I think there are a couple of ways that I can use my time tomorrow that don't involve me going to work and still getting things done. I would just prefer that the list that I make when I am completing these tasks is going to be exhaustive. I wanted to make pancakes as well because I just bought some new batter. I didn't even know pancake batter could expire, whatever like that, best before date. And I have my waffle maker as well, and I've been meaning to make waffles for a month. More like waffles, sausage, eggs, avocado, the whole bit. I love eating that for breakfast. Like, I wanted to stay up and record this video, but I do not usually stay up this late, and I've been trying to, for example, use my Kindle now to fall asleep, but anything besides being on my phone, I feel like my phone, especially at this hour of nighttime, is not productive for me. So if I can make a video, or if I can read, or if I can, for example, make a list of things that I want to talk about, then that would be way more productive, a way use of my time. Maybe I'll just add this in because it's relevant to today, but I was talking to my sister about productivity, and she was telling me about how people will make comparisons with how much dedication and time that people were able to commit to their passions and their hobbies in the past. And unfortunately, society has been restructured, and we do have to make a lot of sacrifices in terms of survival to thus then have so we have to make a lot of adjustments to how we live on a day-to-day basis before we're able to, for example, take pleasure in the things that we can survive without, but will, like, for example, diminish our happiness and our creativity and uppity spiritness. So then she's telling me, yeah, like, this person will 8 hours a day, this person will 8 hours a day, this person will 8 hours a day. And I didn't tell her anything I hadn't heard before, which were all just valid points, but I just told her, like, yeah, which are things she already knew, obviously. But I told her, well, yes, these were different times. Societal obligations were different. Honestly, too, I was like, we're black, so that's a whole thing. So I'm just, like, taking all of that into account. Like, you don't even compare yourself, not even to to any of these people, because you have access to a laptop, you have access to internet, you can Google things at the tip of a hat. So then that's how I told her to look at it and everything like that. And she told me how she wanted to, like, go and, like, do, like, romanticize it and go outside and do all these things. And I was kind of like, yeah, that's such a great idea. She's like the kind of person to go out and find a new spot and sit down and do all those kinds of things, and that for her is productivity. But for me, whenever I step outside of the house, or if I'm going to a new spot or going to new places, for me it's 100% recreational. But she would also do that in a regular circumstance. But I personally would rather stay home. So I guess what I'm going at is basically that I kind of want to try waking up early to draw. Don't know if that's going to happen today as I'm recording this. But I just know that it's something that I want to try to do. That's definitely something that is a much more tangible hobby that's easy to give up on. And I haven't really given up, I'm taking like a hiatus. But I know the time before this time was the moment in which I solidified that this is something that I actually enjoy doing and I'm going to make the time to commit to it. Do I have the time? Yes. Have I been making the time? Time has been available, but I haven't been actioning it. So I need to do that. So I will be taking the day off to make sure that I get everything I'm supposed to do. I'll give myself a pat on the back because I did those 6 days. And all I know is that tomorrow is for breakfast, drawing, and fishing probably. If you watch the end of this video, I'm just going to put it in right here before I get to like the conclusion. The next video that I post on my channel regarding art, which will be the sequel, conceptual sequel to which one was it called? Hobby Instructions Not Included. And you want to know something? It's crazy that I forgot that because I actually really am proud of that title. So that being said, the sequel, conceptual sequel to the video Hobby Instructions Not Included is going to be titled The Frank Ocean Incident. And I think if you watch the last video, it kind of like makes sense because I touched upon it, but I'll be elaborating further on and getting some little art and commentary inside of there. So if you've watched this long, thank you. That's a little fun bit. I like to think I'm fun. I like to think that I give and I get. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the vibe. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, thank you so much for listening to me ramble. This is a video that I didn't want to film because I was kind of like, I don't really know if it's going to be a reflection of where I see my account going. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry I kept looking at myself instead of the camera. I'm going to work on that for next time. And be sure to stay tuned for the next video. Probably it might be a vlog. There's a very strong chance that it might be a vlog, but I'm going to be also completely honest with you. I think it might be a fashion commentary video. So all those videos are coming, by the way. They're all up here, but I can action for you too. Feel free to watch this. Feel free to love me. Feel free to subscribe. I'll look here next time. Bye.